Gulf of Mexico, I think like everybody, you just kind of sick at your stomach. You look at it and you say, oh my God, man. You know, and the consequences of that are really much more in the future than what we've come to understand now. The environmental consequences of that are going to last for the rest of my life, maybe for the rest of yours too. And I don't know how to fix that because I'm in Savannah and those poor folks are down there in the mouth of the Gulf of the Mississippi River, other than to say this kind of thing may very well be the answer. It's not about changing the world all at once. It's about changing our individual actions and our individual behaviors, because then we become a part of the solution in some way. And then we also provide a visible symbol to other citizens in the community that, hey, you know what? There are other choices. There are other choices than just using diesel fuel and gasoline to move around. It doesn't mean that it's immoral to get in your car, but it does mean that you do have a viable option that doesn't involve that. This month is Bicycle Month, and you guys are doing your part on an individual basis. Next month is Public Transit Month, and so there'll be an event next month called Dump the Pump, which is another alternative, another choice that's out there to all of us as citizens. And we owe it to ourselves and to each other to just try it out. I mean, ride that bus to work a little bit. Ride your bicycle and put it on the bus and go to work. Use both at the same time. That's a really great alternative. And after you try it, you might like it. If you don't like it, well then, I understand. But if you try it and you like it, then keep on doing it. Because eventually, if enough people make these kinds of choices, it really will have an impact on the big things, like what's going on in the Gulf of Mexico. On a local level, I want to congratulate Savannah Bicycle Campaign because you guys are active. You get out to the meetings. You get out to the MPO, your representative. You get to the MPC. And when issues come up before our community where we're trying to make political decisions as to how to allocate resources or what the new rules ought to be for moving around in our community, you guys by and large are there. And that's a tremendous thing to have happen, because most of the decision makers like me or board members on the MPC, when they see citizens turn out, especially in relatively large numbers, it has a very, very big impact on your thinking. Most of what we have in our community that's regards transportation planning is done in complete apathy, okay? This community, and I'm part of it, sad to say, is about to spend close to $100 million on a 4-lane bridge across very sensitive natural environment, basically to connect Walmart to Lowe's, okay? I mean, that's what's going to be connected by that road. That's $100 million. Now, is that wrong? Well, we could argue that. I think it's wrong, but other people think it's right. But through your advocacy, by you being out there and showing people that there are other choices, by coming to the meetings and letting people know that you want at least as much money spent on all the other ways to move around as we spend on private automobiles. And that's a very reasonable thing to ask. If we did that, we would have one of the most mobility-enhanced communities in the United States. People would be coming from Portland to Savannah to look and say, wow, think what they're doing, man. We ought to try that out, instead of the other way around. So it is possible, but it starts with individual action. I want to thank you for taking the time to get on your bicycle and ride down here today and show people that this is a viable choice. And I'm glad that almost all of you are wearing your helmet. You know, that's a good thing too, because somebody once explained to me his brain was at least his second favorite organ. So we got to protect that, you know? All right, so thank you all very much for your day and for the time that you took to come out. Enjoy the sticky buns and the hot coffee, and we'll see you at Dump the Pump in about a month too, okay? Thank you.